Hello, friends. I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? How's life in your world? Hope everything is good. It's late here, so I'm going to try to run through this pretty quick. But I just got back from The Lion King, and I'll tell you up front, I really enjoyed it. And I think if you have any inclination of going to see it, you probably should. Now, that being said, when I first heard about The Lion King live action, I immediately written it off. Like, no. Just no. I'm a detail-oriented person, and when CG pulls me out of movies, it just does. And so I was just like, "There's no way they're going to be able to pull that off. I don't want to see it." That being said, like I don't have some sort of like deep-seated affection for The Lion King. I watched it a lot in my life. It was like my niece loved it when she was little. One of my kids loved it, so I've seen it a bunch of times. But it was not my movie. It wasn't like, past my generation, like a generation between me and my kids. So I don't have any sort of deep-seated affection for it. But I was still, it's a cool movie, and seeing it live action would be cool. But again, I heard about it. I saw the very first previews that they put out, and they looked horrible. They looked so bad that I've just wrote it off. Like I'm not going to go see that. It just looks like CG. It just looks like a video game, and I don't want to see that. But I went to go see something recently. Me and my girlfriend went, and she really wanted to see, like, The Lion King is her movie, right? So she wanted to see it really bad, and we went to see something, and they showed an extended preview. It looked really good, and it was really funny, and it was like, okay, I'll go see that. So tonight was the first night it was available here in Fairmont, so we went to go see it. Took the girls, and I really enjoyed it. They did a really good job, and I haven't seen a whole lot of modern movies with a whole heaping of CG, but it looked great. There was a couple of scenes that pulled me out that was off, but that's just because I'm a jerk. When I see something like that, it really makes me feel like, ugh, you couldn't have spent another hour there. Like, I'm a detail-oriented person, so when a part of the movie isn't perfect like the rest of the movie, it makes me go, "Oh God, you could have just tightened that up." And there was a couple of those scenes, but all in all, like maybe 5 seconds of runtime, probably more like 2 seconds of runtime, were scenes that made me go, mm. The rest of the movie, literally, I don't know how much of it was CG and how much wasn't. I wouldn't be surprised to find out it was 100% CG, but I don't think it was. I think a lot of the locations were actual locations with actual cameras moving through these locations, and then the CG was added later. The problem is you can't tell that. Like, yeah, I don't know, and that's a good problem. Like, it was really well done. The characters were really well done. Tons of voice actors that I absolutely love were in this. John Oliver, the bird. What's the bird's name? I'm having brain farts right now. I know that was Zazu. John Oliver was amazing in that role. I love Donald Glover. I mean, Donald Glover could play like a live action Mr. Hanky, and I would go watch it because I love him. It was great that James Earl Jones got to play Mufasa again. Timon and Pumbaa. I don't know their names, like the actors' names. I'm really bad with that stuff, but they were perfect for those roles. All in all, like the characters were really well done, and I think that one of the things that struck me in this movie, like, the there was some kind of lightheartedness that was taken out of the movie, and I think it was intentional. Like, there's a lot of scenes where they tried to show more of the animals and less of the cartoons. So, like, some of the songs and stuff, there's much less of the characters being like big smiley mouth singing and more of them just being animals while the song plays. And I think it was a good choice. I think that we got to see a lot of animals being animals while also telling this cool story. And yeah, they talked, but that was like almost missable, like, yeah, they're talking. So like Rafiki, like his goofiness wasn't in the movie. They made him much more of like a mystical, serious character as opposed to the goofy character, which was fun. And that might be the biggest change, I think. I'm not positive. I haven't seen The Lion King recently enough to say, oh, this scene changed and this scene changed. I couldn't really walk you through it. But it felt like a more of a serious, like almost like an animal character study. The characters, the animals, meaning the way that they portrayed these animals, felt extremely real. The mannerisms, the way they walked, the way they talked, the way they breathed, the way that they kind of slouched and did animal things when they were, having dialogue scenes, the way that Timon was, picking at lice and stuff, and all the scratching and everything that you would think that normal animals would do when they're in the wild, they did, and that was really fun to watch. Like, you could tell that the artists behind it really put a lot of effort into noticing how these animals behave. So I will tell you the two scenes, and if this ruins the movie for you, I'm sorry, but the couple things that really pulled me out was water. Pretty much any time a character was in water, it looked terrible. And in the very beginning, well, not in the very beginning, but during Can't Wait to Be King, there's a scene when Simba runs into the water and it splashes, and it just looks horrific, just so bad. Like the water splashing just looks bad. Like they just ran out of time and said ship it, And then every other time that a character was like splashing in water, it like drew my eyes to that because it was just that bad, and it never did work out. And then the other one was like near the end of the movie when Rafiki was going after Simba, and he was swinging through some trees, and he jumps on and grabs this tree, and it kind of sways down, and the limb was like completely different colors and lit completely differently than the rest of the environment, and it was just like, and again, that's just me being a detail-oriented jerk. It really has nothing to do with the movie, and it really isn't anything to get worked up about. I just notice those types of things, and when I do, it makes me go, ugh, I wish I didn't see that. Everything else, though, I couldn't tell you what was real and what wasn't. That's the cool part. So yeah, very, very well done. I enjoyed it. So if you've seen it, or if you go see it and then you watch this, let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. That's all I have for you tonight, so thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, being wonderful people. I appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from Wikipedia.org. What is the book that the Statue of Liberty is holding? Statue of Liberty is a robed female figure representing Libertas, the Roman goddess of freedom, who bears a torch and a tabula ansata, which is a tablet evoking the law, upon which is inscribed the date of the American Declaration of Independence, July 4th, 1776.